There are some things which we always see as negative, and in today's world, most of us associate with the same feeling when we find out about dictatorship. Now, I'm not saying all dictators were good, but it doesn't mean that all of them were bad guys. One of them was Muammar Gaddafi, a dictator of Libya since 1969 for 42 years. In that period, he has made Libya Africa's wealthiest nation. Under Gaddafi's regime, education, electricity and healthcare system, basic food items were subsidized or almost free for Libyan people. He nationalized Libya's oil reserves and invested that money in building infrastructure for Libya. He gave rights to women for education and employment. The literacy was raised from 20 to 80%, and life expectancy increased from 44 to 75. He put up the first communication satellite in Africa, making telephone and other services very cheap. He was the one who came up with the idea of United States of Africa. A Nobel Peace Prize winner, Nelson Mandela, called Gaddafi greatest freedom fighter of 20th century. So how can a man be killed claiming that he is killing his own people when he has done so many things for his country and continent? Now, as I said before, Gaddafi was building infrastructure for Libya using the oil money. He was also planning to stop selling oil in US dollars and instead demanding payment in new gold-backed currency, DINAR, a single African currency made from gold. This would have caused a complete economic shift, and the country's economic strength would have been decided by how much gold they have and not on the dollar trading of country. Gaddafi's this move was threat to financial security in the world, and owners of the banks would have never welcomed such decision. Many economic experts say a Gaddafi-driven gold revolution would have imperiled the positions of central bankers and their political and media power brokers. Gaddafi's biggest crime was his quest for strong and united states of Africa, which would have embarked for African Monetary Fund and African Central Bank, which will have the central bank in Africa but not under the current banking laws, especially not owned by the elites. The $30 billion in Libyan central bank for this project was confiscated in 2011. So, to stop all this and throw him out of his regime, the propaganda was created that Gaddafi is killing his own people using military force, and the propaganda succeeded. As the leader of the country, he was just doing his job for betterment of his country and his people. They invaded Libya for giving people democracy, but looking at the current situation of Libya, Gaddafi ran a real democracy in Libya. In his Green Book, he mentioned that Western countries has fake democracy which is run by few people, and laid out the model for direct democracy.